Today's theory is about various objection handling techniques. If we talk to people, our conversation partner often raises objections. We might not even realize this when it happens. That's the reason we typically react improperly. We often see one of the following reactions when an objection is being raised. We defend ourselves immediately. We get annoyed and show it. We ignore the objection. We repeat the objection. We start to argue. We blame someone else, or we trivialize it. Of course, these reactions don't help us in sales. And yet, people do this over and over again. There are better ways to handle objections. Let's look at some of them. Ask a positive open question. You could ask an open question that makes the customer respond positively to you. For instance, your prospect says, "I think that this model's speed is not enough for our application." You could ask the following question. What speed does your application require? And later on, you could ask a probing question like, why is speed so important to you? Rephrase positively. A great reaction would be to rephrase the objection positively. For instance, your prospect says, "Your product doesn't seem to be different from what we already have now." You could rephrase this as follows. "So if I understand you correctly, we should explore the differences between our product and the other products. Is that correct?" Refer to a similar case that you've solved appropriately. Your prospect says, "We don't have a budget for this solution." Your response might be, "Last week I ran into a similar situation with XYZ. We started with the base model, and they're going to buy the extension next year. Would that be a suitable solution for you as well?" Use a hypothesis. This is a great way to set aside an objection temporarily to find a solution. For instance, your prospect says, "We don't have the knowledge to implement this in our system." You could respond with, "Suppose we find a solution for this lack of knowledge. Would you then want to consider this?" Sympathize. It always helps if you sympathize with the other person. You could do that in combination with the previously mentioned techniques. Examples are, "I see where you're coming from. I can understand why you'd say this." Do not use the word "but" after statements like these. So to summarize, use these techniques to be more successful in sales. Positive questioning. Rephrase positively. Refer to similar cases. Use a hypothesis. And sympathize. If you master these techniques, your sales will increase.